Hello everyone, welcome to the Professional Program Application for the School of Education. My name is Morgan Williams. I am your SGA School of Education Senator for the 2023 through 2024 school year. We're bringing this to you guys today to help you better apply to the professional program, some tips and tricks as you're filling out the application, and some advice on when to apply. So first off, we're going to start with just that. The ideal time to apply to the professional program is going to be the semester prior to your expected time of admittance. So if you are currently in the spring semester and you need to be in the professional program for the fall, you will want to apply during March because that is advisement month. That's going to give the School of Education staff and faculty plenty of time to review your application in time for the following semester so you can get signed up for all the classes you need because you need your application to be approved before you can register for those upper level classes. If you are currently in your fall semester looking to get into the program for the spring, you need to apply during October, which is the fall advisement month, for the same reasons. So as you can see on the screen, we are on the School of Education website, and now I'm going to show you how to navigate to all the information you need about the professional program and how to access the application. So if you don't know how to get to this website, it is up here at the top, usca.edu/education, and it's going to bring you to this main screen. And right here on the drop-down tabs, you'll see about undergraduate programs, graduate program, forms, student resources and opportunities. You're going to hover over student resources and look down and you will see a tab for the professional program. You'll click that and it takes you to the professional program page. So here you will get a little bit of an overview, some instructions if you are a USC Salkehatchie and USC Sumter student, and then it begins the instructions. So first off, before you apply, there are a few requirements that you need to know about before you can qualify to apply. So right here, I'll highlight it for you guys. You need to have a completed professional program application below. So we will be walking through that first of all. To apply, you need to have 60 credit hours at the time of the application or the semester that you are applying, and that just means that you have so far have 60 credit hours worth of college coursework. I know some of you are concerned that all of your pre-professional classes are not done yet. It's advised that you have all of those out of the way before getting into the professional program so that you're not worrying about making those classes up on top of this increased course load. But if you do have one or two, don't worry, you will still have time to take them. But just the 60 hours is mainly going to be all of your pre-professional and your general education requirements. With those gen ed requirements, you need to have the English A101 and A102 and the communications requirement with a C or better, and a minimum GPA of 2.75. So now we get into some things that you have to start doing to complete your application. So for the Praxis Core, that is going to be the content-based Praxis test. So I believe it is reading and math and writing. So there are 3 sections. You will have to get a certain score on that and input your score into the application, which I will show you in just a moment. And there is also a chance for you to exempt taking those 3 Praxis cores with a certain score of ACT or SAT. If your Praxis scores are not sent to the USCA and Department of Education at the same time of testing, the student must contact Praxis to see that this is done. I know sometimes the scores can get lost in the mix, so you just want to make sure that your scores are submitted and confirmed. So next we have TB testing, and that is a tuberculosis test that you will need to have conducted. It is offered here at the health center on campus. It is in the SAC building down the hallway by the Starbucks. I paid $10 to have it done, and they fill out a document. You go in, you have the test completed. They give you a little prick under the skin with some testing solution, and you need to come back to where you had the test done, whether that be at your healthcare provider or at the student health center, to have it checked within within 48 to 72 hours. So you have a very specific time crunch that you need to have that checked, because the solution will wear off. You will have to have it done again if you're not there in the correct time frame. So just to reiterate, the TB test is offered on our campus at USC Aiken. I paid $10. It may go up to $15 at some point. You'll just have to see, or you can get it at your healthcare provider. So then you will have the SLED criminal background check. And what this is going to do, I'm going to go into this. You're going to click on this link, and it's going to bring you up to the SLED website. And so there will be some terms and conditions you will need to recognize. One thing you need to make sure that you're aware of, that there is a $25 non-refundable fee for this criminal records background check. Most major credit and debit cards are accepted, and then there will be a $1 convenience fee since it is online. So that is $26. A big thing that you need to be aware of is there's been some confusion in the past about, do I need to print out my results and bring them in, or can I take a screenshot of my results? So when you fill this out online, it is going to ask you for your general information, your name, address, all that good stuff, and your social security number. And once the background check has been completed and your payment has been processed, it's going to bring up your results page. You can either A, take a screenshot and save it to your computer of the results, or use a computer that is connected to a printer and print out that results page, because once you get off of the screen that has your results, if you did not save your results in some way, it will make you pay again to have it done. So be mindful of that. Once you accept these terms and conditions, it will take you to a page to put in your personal information. And once you get that all completed, make sure you save it, either a screenshot or a printed version, which you will then take a picture, because the application is done online, and that's how you will submit that. All right, so then next is the National Sex Offender Registry. And so again, you can click this link here, and it's going to take you to the National Sex Offender Public website. Now, this is another little bit of advice I will give you. I had some trouble filling it out, because when I put my name in, it brought up somebody with a similar name from the other side of the country that clearly was not me. And on the application, if you see here, it says wait until you find no records found. Well, it's a little bit tricky if you see records that have your name, but it's not you. And if you are aware that it's not you, you can take your screenshot. I will go ahead and put that in for me. Name search. So clearly that's not me. I don't live in Santa Rosa, Florida, but as you can tell, it sometimes will bring up names if they're similar, especially if you have a really common first or last name. So you could take a screenshot of this. You will need this to show that there has only been one entry, or no entries at all, that you are not on the list. One thing you can do, if you're really getting a lot with your name but it's not you, you can search by location. Make sure you put in the correct state. And this is another piece of advice. If it is coming up saying that it is only searching the state that you're living in, for this case it's South Carolina, try to take out your zip code and just leave your address, because I was running into the problem where it was only searching records in South Carolina, and the School of Education needs to have records searched for the entire country. So just be mindful of that. So once you get the results page, it will either say no results, or you can prove that none of the entries are not you. Take a screenshot and save it to your computer. The next big part of this is going to be the Blackboard Professional Program Application Seminar. So the way you can do this is, it's got the instructions right there. This is going to be some coursework you will need to complete. in Blackboard, it will not show up as a course, it will show up as an organization. To access the seminar, you can log into Blackboard, go to the Organizations tab on the left side of your screen. Then you will go into the organization catalog, So I will show you right here. This is what my Blackboard looks like. So I'm going to be going right over here to Organizations. And you will see right here for me that it's already been completed. I'm already in the professional program, but this is where it will show up. So up at the top of the screen, you will go to that Organizations catalog. And right here, you will type in professional program and hit enter. And it's going to come up with two. One of these is for business, so don't worry about that one. It's going to be this first one right here. And there will be an option for you to click enroll so that you will gain access to the organization. And in there, you will see a few modules with some documents from the SoE. And you will examine those, examine the files in each module, and there will be a quiz at the end of each module. Once you complete the module, you will go to that organization, the professional program application organization, and you will pull up your grades screen like you would in any other class. And you need to take a screenshot once you have completed all of the modules so that they can finalize your grades. So next I'm going to take you actually into the application, and I'm going to advise that as you do this stuff a little bit along, save these screenshots to your computer so that you can keep them, because once you go into the application, I'm going to go back over this in just a second, you fill out all your information, there's just going to be some upload spots for you to put those screenshots in. The application does not save your progress as you go. So big tip here, make sure you have all of this in order when you're going to fill out the application, because it's not going to save and say, oh, I submitted my screenshot for my SLED and my tuberculosis, but I haven't done these other 3 yet. I'm just going to come back to it later. It's not going to save your work. So just be careful about that. So looking back at the application, School of Education Professional Program application. This is just going to give you a little bit of an overview of some things you will need to know while you're filling it out. And a lot of this you can find in your student profile of SSC, your current GPA, how many completed credit hours you have done, your final letter grades for the English 101, 102, and COM. Be mindful again that you need to have a C or greater in those. Your praxis scores or your SAT, ACT exemptions, and then those digital copies of the SLED, background check, sex offender registry, tuberculosis, and your grade book from Blackboard for the seminar. So then you'll fill out your personal information, student name, preferred name, your VIP ID, address, phone number, USCA email, birth date, gender, how would you describe yourself, campus affiliation, make sure you put in which campus you will be at because that will affect your placements. Your certification area, so for me, I would put elementary education because I'm an elementary ed major. So this is also where you need to look out semester of entrance into the professional program. I was applying in the fall of 2023. I needed to be entered into it for the spring 2024. So always make sure that you know when you will be starting your professional program. Academic information, put in your current GPA. Remember, you can find that on SSC. Credit hours completed to that date. If you can't find that in SSC, try to calculate it using DegreeWorks. Course grades for those 3 required classes, and when you expect your date to be. Mine would be May 2025. Then you get into your score reporting. So I exempted the praxis core because I had a high enough SAT. So what I would select would be the SAT total. And so I just wrote in my big score that I got from my SAT results. If you are submitting ACT, you can type it in right there. And then the praxis core, you will have your 3 individual scores to put in there. If you're not sure what the exemption score is for the SAT and ACT, check with the School of Ed, or it may be posted on the website. I'm not exactly sure about that, but I do remember I exempted mine. I just can't remember where I found it. But make sure Miss Arlene in the office is always a great person to ask if you have any questions regarding this application. So then you get down to your supporting documents, and you will just choose that file that you have, whether that be the screenshot. If you printed out your results for the background check, just take a picture with your phone and send it to your computer, and then you can upload that file there. The one thing I did not talk about was the self-disposition self-assessment completion verification. This is going to pop up in your Blackboard. It'll be a little screen that pops up kind of self-evaluating yourself, and then there will be a check mark that comes up when you're done. Make sure you take a screenshot of the check mark screen, and that is what you will upload. You don't have to worry about any other documents. That's not required. And then reread the terms that you're agreeing to and sign here. Then you will submit, and then you're just waiting on your time to get into the professional program. So that is all I have for you guys today. Just remember that you are applying during the advisement month before you want to be in the professional program. So I applied during the fall. I was in by the spring. If you're applying in the spring, you will need to be in for the fall. So just be mindful of a few of those things. If you have any questions, feel free to email Miss Arlene in the office, or just the SoE at usca.edu. And if you have any questions while I'm still a student here, my name is Morgan Williams. My email is morganow@usca.edu, and you can find me in the SGA office. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for watching.